Hey guys, my name is Jennifer Weiss, and I am recording this video today because I have been asked several times to share my journey with Hashimoto's underactive thyroid. It is something that I do personally struggle with and have for several years. So I was just gonna kind of share a little bit about my journey of kind of where I started, kind of how I was diagnosed, and kind of things that I've now started doing that have really actually helped and changed my life in a really great way. So a little bit about myself is I am a stay-at-home mom of two kiddos. I have a 6-year-old son and a 4-year-old daughter. My thyroid was not monitored during my pregnancy with my son. I had not gone to a specialist. I was just kind of being monitored by my primary care doctor. And I had one blood test done. I was underactive thyroid. And that was like the only test. Like they never went back and retested me or asked me questions. They put me on medicine. And kind of that was that. I wanted to back up too and kind of say what Hashimoto's is, what is an underactive thyroid, okay? So some facts about Hashimoto's is it's the most common cause of hypothyroidism in the US. So that's a most common type of underactive thyroid in the US, okay? It is an autoimmune disorder and it tends to run in families. So my grandmother had it. My aunt has it on my father's side. And then I'm not really sure about the other side of my family, but I do know that it runs in my family. It doesn't always have to, just like cancer. I mean, like breast cancer. A lot of times it is kind of related within families, but sometimes it's not. It most commonly occurs in middle-aged women, right there. But it can show at any age really, and it can affect men and women. Hypothyroidism symptoms are fatigue, weight gain, constipation, increased sensitivity to cold, dry skin, depression, muscle aches, reduced exercise tolerance, and irregular or heavy periods. I fall into like 90% of that category, all right? I was experiencing intense fatigue. I had gained 20 pounds. Constipation wasn't an issue. I still am like, get super cold. I bring a jacket with me everywhere. I do have dry skin, which is super annoying. I do battle with depression and anxiety. I do have some constant muscle aches. At times I would say maybe have a reduced exercise tolerance. And I won't go into the personal like period issues because there's probably going to be a dude that's watching this and doesn't want to hear about that. So if you do want to talk more about that, you can private message me and I'll be happy to talk more about that. So those are kind of some of the issues of Hashimoto's and an underactive thyroid. It needs to be monitored by a professional, okay? I have heard stories from lots of other people who, did not like their thyroid doctor, their endocrinologist, but you've got to find one because they are the only ones who typically are the most knowledgeable on that specific autoimmune disorder. If you want to go a more holistic route, I'm all for that. But just make sure you do your research on your doctors. So, I still struggle with a lot of these things. I struggled with a lot of stomach issues. I swear it was IBS when I first got married. I remember one time we went out, I believe we weren't married then, but Ruth's Chris, and we had a high quality dinner, and I had a piece of steak and a salad, and we shared a dessert. And I remember having to have either my fiance, boyfriend, whatever he was at the time, stop at bathrooms along the way because my stomach was just destroyed and I was distraught because I was like, this is ridiculous. I just had quality food and for some reason, like I'm really struggling right now. And if you've gone through that, like I feel ya, and I can go more into that on another day, either personally with you or me. Maybe I'll create another video. I don't know. So gut health is super important to your overall immunity. It is also very important, if thyroid issues are aiding in your depression, your gut health, actually there's more serotonin things going on in your stomach and in your gut than there actually are in your head. Go figure. So if you can get your gut healthy and right, that's going to make such a huge difference in the way you feel overall, especially when it comes to bowel movements and regularity, as well as, your issues with depression and anxiety. I'm not saying it's going to solve it, but I'm saying that it's going to help, and it's going to help with your immunity. So, let's fast forward a little bit more. I am super sensitive to fake sugars. I cannot do diet soda. If I do diet soda, it is crazy how fast it will trigger a migraine headache. Chocolate for me will kind of do that as well. I know that like pineapple will almost give me a sore in my mouth like instantly. It's really weird. All right, we all have our weird things. So Shakeology was presented to me from a friend, and I told her to go fly a kite because I don't do this processed stuff. I didn't even know what I was talking about, but I didn't want to be sold anything. And I was like, everything I have tried, I honestly had tried several other protein shakes, protein powders, and they either tasted like I was eating dirt or it would trigger a horrible headache. So when this was presented to me at the time, I had my two kids. They were 3 and 1, I believe, at the time. And I did not have time to try the shake and get a migraine headache. And then, I don't know. So they sat on my counter and they sat on my counter and they sat on my counter with the little like packets. So one day I thought, I'll just try half a packet on a Friday afternoon when I know that my husband is going to be home within an hour or so. So I tried a half a packet, and something else about myself. Now that I'm trying to think of the word, it's not going to come to me. Hypochondriac. That's it. I don't research things on purpose because I will convince myself I'm going to be dying of cancer, or I'm going to grow a third eye, or I don't know. I'm dying, whatever. I've got issues, okay? We all have our things. So I got a little bit of a headache, and I think part of it, my kiddos are walking in, part of it was because it was just a minor headache, like a headache kind of that was out in the distance, like, I kind of have one, but it wasn't anything worth taking medication over. Hi, baby. And then, I'm sorry, totally distracted. Darn it. Oh, okay. So I knew I had a little bit of a headache. I'm so sorry, guys. And so please go. Thank you. Sorry. But I said, Jen, you just talked yourself into getting this migraine headache. And it wasn't a migraine. You talked yourself into this headache. You need to give it another shot and just take a chill pill, which is funny given I had been fighting it all this time. I think the one thing that kind of like even maybe had me to try another half a packet is it tasted stinking good. Like really, really good. Like I tried vanilla at the time. It's like I was having vanilla ice cream. And I was like, what? And so I tried another half a packet the next day and I didn't get a headache. And then another half and another half and another half. And I wasn't getting headaches. And so I thought, maybe I'll give this thing a shot. It does have probiotics, prebiotics, and digestive enzymes in there. If it's in there, then I could stop spending my $60 on those two products alone with my Shakeology. And it did have my daily dose of vitamins. And at the time I was taking a lot of pressed powder vitamins. And a lot of times those, your body can't absorb them all that well. And I was getting sick all the time, so I don't really know how well those were working. Hold on. Brayden and Savannah, please go into the playroom. No buts, thank you. So I was like, I could stop spending another $30+ on my vitamins that I'm not even really sure are working. So you know what? I'll just give this Shakeology thing a try. So I tried Shakeology. I invested in a bag with full intentions, guys, of this not working at all and returning it and getting all my money back. After 2 weeks, I had noticed a little bit of a change, and it was one of those like, really? As a stay-at-home mom at the time of a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, I was exhausted all of the time. I was taking naps daily around the 2 o'clock time, whenever I could get my kids at least safe in their rooms, and I would conk out for 2 hours. I'm not this little cat nap person. So after taking it for 2 hours, I noticed during that midday, wow, I don't need to take a nap today. And it was really cool how much stuff I could get done in my 2 hours that I wasn't napping. And that happened the next day and the next day. And I was like, oh my word, this stuff is giving me back 2 hours of my day every day. Dude, I don't care how much this stuff costs. How much money would you pay to have 2 more hours, not 4, but 2 more hours in your day? Probably a lot of money, especially if you're a mom. We all need more time. So I thought that was interesting. So I was like, I'll keep going with it. So I've been drinking Shakeology now for almost 3 years, consistently. And I have noticed that I used to get a sinus infection at least once a year that would require steroids and an antibiotic. Oftentimes it was twice a year. And I hated it. Knock on my wooden table, I have not had a sinus infection in over a year. I no longer suffer from my stomach issues with, I do avoid the foods that I shouldn't really eat, but I definitely feel like my gut is stronger and healthier, and things don't send me into a horrible tailspin. I'm not dealing with gas or all those other issues. I also noticed that having little ones, and when they come home from school and they've got a cold or whatnot, I used to catch every stinking cold, every cold. And when mama goes down, life still goes on, whether, you're down for the count or not. And when they're that little, what are you going to do? So I can only equate that to a healthier gut with the probiotics, the digestive enzymes, the superfoods, vitamins that are actually getting put into my body. I noticed that I have reduced cravings, not eliminated cravings, but reduced cravings for maybe a sugary coffee drink in the afternoon, or, a dessert or whatnot. Shakeology to me completely satisfies that. So that's kind of my journey with Shakeology and kind of how it's changed my life. To have better gut health, to have more energy, to have a better immune system, better regularity. I mean, I got a lot of things working against me, and at least I have Shakeology working for me. If you ever have any questions or want to talk to me personally, don't hesitate to do so. You can email me at TeamNoPretend@gmail.com. If you are watching this because a coach has sent this to you, you can reach out to them. You can find me on Facebook, Jennifer Weis, which is WEIS.165. And I'd love to chat with you more and just, maybe bounce ideas off of each other, or I can go into more detail on other things that maybe I missed here with my wonderful distractions and my love bugs as they came in. So that's it. I appreciate your time. Thank you for listening. And, ask your coach for a sample. Try 5 days worth. Start at half a packets at a time. Then give it 30 days. Give it a shot and see. Because if you don't like it or you're not seeing a difference, you can return it and get your full money back. So that's it. Thank you for listening. And I hope you guys have an awesome day. All right. Thanks. Bye.